Now to an uplifting story that is sure to inspire you. It's about a young father who just gets on with it, no matter what life throws at him. When we first met Matthew Ames 6 years ago, he was learning to live without arms and legs. But he was determined to make the most of things, and he's teaching others to do the same.
The hardest bit is just getting in.
Matthew Ames is off on the daily school run. This custom-made car, with its nifty modifications, has given Matthew a level of freedom that scarcely seemed possible just a few years back.
And what's this one do?
That is brake and accelerate.
Okay,
and
that's
then this
important.
one
What's that one?
This one is steering. So garage door down and then
Right indicator.
better not have a crash.
No, better not have a crash.
Well, now you've got evidence as to whether or not I'm a good driver or not.
You're a great driver.
At 39, Matthew Ames seemed to have it all. He was a successful engineer living in Brisbane with his wife Diane and 4 kids. Then in June 2013, his life changed forever.
I knew I was sick. I kind of wondered whether I had the man flu and I was complaining a little bit too much, but I just knew there was something wrong with me.
It started as a sore throat. 4 times Matt went to the doctor. 4 times he was sent home and told to rest. But when the pain became unbearable, he took himself to hospital.
Got to triage, showed the triage nurse my rash, and apparently I was awake for another 12 hours after that, but my brain's decided that it doesn't want to remember anything from that point.
The infection ravaging Matthew had developed into sepsis. Doctors had to amputate all 4 of his limbs. Fast forward 7 years, and Matthew and Diane are quite simply getting on with life.
He's only had probably a handful of days that I would call down days in the last 7 years. He never complains and he'll just keep on going. So it is incredible to see.
I can't change the way things are. All I can really do is accept where I'm at. It is what it is, and then work out what can I do about it. I wasn't able to wear prosthetics effectively because I couldn't connect them to my body. They weren't secure.
A few years ago, Matt had metal rods surgically implanted into all his limbs, allowing him to fit attachments.
Pull towards me, Good, and down, relax. Good.
Now, Matthew can work out at the gym.
How's the core going?
It's pretty much all I got left, so I got to work on it. So. These are normally my sleeping arms, but they double as exercise and crawling, and as you can see, attaching torture things to me so they're good. So yeah, they come in handy.
They're obviously really, really secure.
Yes. Well, I've had them X-rayed after a few years, and they're pretty sure they can take quite a lot of weight. So.
He even has a pair of bionic arms for trickier jobs.
So these are the bionic ones?
They are,
Yeah,
yes.
wow. They're a lot bigger. Are they heavier?
They are heavy. Do you want to have a hold? And I'll pop them on Matthew if you want.
Yeah, it's quite heavy. Gosh, yeah.
I got them to make my bicep as big as possible.
But as with all technology, there's the occasional human glitch.
Oh, hang on, Di. You put the hand... The reason why this is difficult is that I think that's my other arm.
That's your right arm.
That's not going to work.
But when all is in order, these arms make Matt's life much easier, especially the paywave chip in the back of his hand.
So you just swipe your hand?
Yep, magic.
The kids love it too.
Sometimes Matthew can't get into certain shops, and he was out having getting an ice cream at Baskin-Robbins with them. and he couldn't get in through the step, so they had to pay. So they just literally came along and took off his hand, which he just twist off, took that in, pay waved it, and then came back and put his hand back onto his arm. It was all done and dusted, so...
Oh, my gosh. I'd love to know the facial expression of the person behind the counter who was serving them ice cream.
They were pretty stunned. I wasn't there, but the boys were pretty chuffed with what they'd done. I think they loved the reaction.
18,000 Australians are treated for sepsis every year. Often it just starts out as a routine case of the flu. That's what happened to Matthew, and that's also what happened to 6-year-old Mia.
Should he turn around, Mia?
We met Mia a few weeks ago. When sepsis shut down her organs, blood stopped pumping to her hands and feet. To save her life, Mia's parents had to make the terrible decision to amputate.
So it's almost like, OK, remove them and she can start healing and just being healthy.
Mia got out of hospital and on with life.
Hi, Mia.
Running blades gave her mobility.
Show us how fast you can go.
Swimming gave her freedom.
Ready?
Did you get it? Yeah!
Naturally, Amy and Peter worry about what the future holds.
She's getting close to that age where I think she's going to look around, she's going to see the other kids, and she's going to say, why? Why this happened to me? You know, what? And, you know, we worry. We worry about that time.
Gotcha.
But Mia has an inspirational mentor to help her navigate life. The extraordinary Matthew Ames.
You know what's easiest? The advantages of having hooks.
Both Mia and Matthew face enormous challenges, but they meet each one with a smile.
I get really messy. Do you get messy?
Not really.
No? OK. You must be much better than me. But the great thing now is if I get messy, you get messy. All on you. That sound like a good idea? Didn't think so.
And despite the cruel circumstances that brought them together, Mia and Matt are nailing life.
You OK? You got it? We put this bit with this bit. You got it?
Matt is a valued source of support
Go.
and advice for Mia and her family.
Almost got it past me.
Well, here's to the future for the Ames family and the Wilkinson family. So all the best to you guys.
More importantly, he offers them hope for a happy future.
I've called Di and Matthew so many times just to chat about things. Emotionally, they know what the journey is and the emotional ups and downs, and it's huge.
Ready? With 5,000 deaths from sepsis every year in Australia,
There's a backlog.
both families realise how lucky they are to still have Matt and Mia.
1, 2, 3, smile.
No matter what lies ahead.